the helicopter coming by here to scout out the pad before they drive out this way. But yeah, a lot of these people, the reason they're taking some photos is this is the training team they've worked with. You mentioned how long for, some of these people they've been working with for the last 2 years.
Obviously, Raja knows a lot. That's why we have him here with us today. So we want to invite those who are watching to participate in this broadcast. If you'd like to ask Raja a question over the next 4.5 hours, just jump on X, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Here they come. Crew 8, taking their first steps outside before their journey to the International Space Station. We hear some cheers, them waving. From left to right, let me introduce you. We have Mission Specialist Alexandra Grubenkin. Then we have Pilot Michael Barrett, Commander Matt Dominic, and Mission Specialist Jeanette Epps. Walking over to get a good look at their ride to space.
And like we mentioned, it's hard to see because the helmet's heavy and not really melt to tilt backwards, so you got to kind of lean back.
Yeah.
And you can see he's bracing his chin, trying to tilt the helmet up.
Taking a nice long look.
And as you mentioned, the capsule is being used for the 5th time, but a brand new booster. And SpaceX has
recline back.
Pioneered the reuse of both the booster and the capsule, so pretty amazing. With the.
Yep, 5th time Dragon, 1st time Falcon 9 today. That'll bring them to the final level where they'll connect.
Correct.
To the
Yep. And those yellow chevrons you see on the ground, if they have to egress, they don't actually have to go back down those stairs. They're slide wires that go from the top of the tower down to the ground, and so those chevrons are meant that if there's bad visual conditions, you can look down and know which way to go.
So they'll be walking against it to get into the crew access
Correct.
arm.
Yep.
But if there were an emergency, they'd be going with the chevrons.
Right. You can see over their right shoulder is the access arm, and then you can see Alexander and Jeanette down at the bottom of the elevator getting their time and their chance to take a look at the rocket.
The rocket recline, and then we saw some waves from Alexander.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool view with all the lights on it at night. Access arm.
And there we have Commander Matt Dominic, Pilot Michael Barrett, walking down the crew access arm towards their Dragon Endeavour. Walked into the camera. Here they are now into that white room, like we were saying. So it looks like they are removing their gloves now.
Yep, it looks like they might be signing the around the meatball here.
So this is another tradition.
Yep.
We have the NASA meatball here, and starting with Demo 2 with Bob Hurley and
Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley.
Yeah, oops, I was like, whoop, wait. You say their names often, all the time together, and then, but so they sign their names around this meatball.
Yep, and then it started, as many traditions start, once one crew has done it, then you keep doing it. There should be nothing else that can contaminate the suit. And like I mentioned, they've got their booties off now as the last thing before they go across that piece. And then come Jeanette and Alexander.
Yep, Jeanette and Alexander, Jeanette Epps, Alexandra Grubenkin, our 2 mission specialists for Crew 8, walking across the crew access arm, about to join their crewmates in Dragon. You saw some waves, thumbs up. They're chatting as they make their way across the crew access arm.
They'll do the signing of the meatball here while the other 2 are getting strapped in.
Yeah, the other 2 are already both in. So we have Matt and Mike already inside Dragon. Going into Dragon, that's called ingressing. They just ingressed into Dragon. This crew is moving.
It's better to be ahead than behind, that's
Exactly.
for sure.
So that's Alexander signing right there. Walking on that sticky tape to grab anything off of the soles of their shoes before they ingress as well.
Yep, and you can see the techs are making sure their helmet is protected on the way in, just so you don't accidentally bump either the hatch seal or damage the helmet.
Mm-hmm. Comm check soon, followed by seat rotation, and then suit leak checks. They're ready. Thumbs up for all those things coming up. from all 4 crew members.
All right, so it looks like they're closing the hatch now, so they must be happy with what they've gotten for pictures and documentation. And like you said, the next big thing here is still about 9-ish minutes away from the planned time to start the leak checks.
15 seconds. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition, engines full power, and liftoff of NASA Crew 8. Go Falcon, go SpaceX, and go NASA.
Endeavour ascends, a beacon of human ambition. 1.7 million pounds of thrust now propelling Falcon 9 and Crew 8. Vehicle is pitching down range.
Nominal power and telemetry.
And we are getting good call-outs on propulsion. Falcon 9 engines now throttling down to help pass through the period of maximum dynamic pressure.
Falcon 9 is supersonic. Stage 1 throttle up.
1 Bravo.
So with that call out,
Copy 1 Bravo.
we know that Falcon 9 is throttling back up, and that 1 call out for 1 Bravo means that we are in the second and final abort mode for the first stage, continuing to get good performance from Falcon 9. Now at this point, the crew are already pulling over 2 Gs. And with that call out, we know that that engine chill for MVAC, which is our second stage engine, has now also begun. That also means we have a couple of events that are going to happen in rapid succession. First is that chill on the MVAC engine, and then we'll have main engine cutoff, or MECO, where the 9 engines on the first stage of Falcon 9 will cut off ahead of first and second stage separation. Then the Merlin vacuum engine on board the second stage will ignite and carry the Crew 8 astronauts to orbit, while the first stage begins its journey back to Earth.
MECO. Stage separation confirmed. MVAC ignition.
2 Alpha.
Copy 2 Alpha.
So those incredible views on your screen, and of course the cheering behind me, means that we have had successful main engine cutoff, stage separation, and ignition of our MVAC engine on board stage 2. We are also in 2 Alpha for the aborts if needed.
Stage 2 FTS is safed.
The Merlin engine is about to shut down. You just saw it there on your screen.
Dragon SpaceX, nominal orbit insertion.
Dragon
Hearing
copy.
good call-outs following second stage cutoff. The crew is
Launch
in a
escape
nominal
system
or
disarmed.
as expected orbit. That is great news. That launch escape system, and we are getting our first view of Crew 8 inside Endeavour, 3 of them in space for the very first time. So if you're just joining us this evening, we had a successful launch of Crew 8. They're on their way to the International Space Station. The first stage has already returned to Earth and landed successfully, and the second stage has shut down, and we're awaiting separation, and you see it on your screen right there. Dragon and Endeavour now flying free.
Dragon, SpaceX, this is your launch chief engineer.
Go ahead.
Welcome to orbit.